Welcome to another episode of What's for Dinner in Heaven. This is a very special episode for me, folks, because not only do we have a really special guest, but we got the greatest food in the history of the whole wide world, in the whole history of the whole wide world, and the entire existing universe. First of all, let me introduce to you Mr. G, Tom Gerard. Come on down. All right.
All right.
Tom, you were on the show before, but it was a different show. You were on here exercising. Now you're going to give us the reason why we have to exercise. You're going to feed us. What are we making today, Tom?
We are making sushi.
He said sushi, the greatest food in the history of the universe. Sushi!
And some people run to run. Some people run to eat.
There you go.
Right?
It is all connected,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it
I
is
love that
all
saying.
connected.
So, Tom, what are your ingredients today?
We're going to start with rice. So after the rice, today we're going to use some avocado, some cucumber, we have some nice tuna, and then we have some imitation crab, some inari, which is made from soybean, deep fried, and we have some tobiko, flying fish eggs they call it, some ginger, and since we don't have enough time to do nigiri sushi, I bought a little sample.
I love it.
Little sample of non-edible nigiri sushi. We got some tuna.
Well, at least
tamago.
it looks good.
It looks very good.
Yeah.
We almost fooled somebody in the room.
yes, you did.
Okay, so let's start with our sushi rice.
Okay.
Now, when I'm taking out the rice, not all rice cookers are created equally.
No.
Some do a very good job. Sometimes you get a little bit of brownness, so I'm careful when I take it out. We want perfect sushi. So for sushi rice, the ingredients are very simple. We have vinegar, rice vinegar. To turn it into sushi rice, we just add a vinegar dressing, vinegar, sugar, and salt. And then we just mix it up.
Okay, so for folks at home, for my friends, I just want to give, while Tom's busy doing that, I want to give a little lesson on making sushi gluten-free, because for some of us that's really important. First of all, this soy sauce here, tamari, is gluten-free. That's totally gluten-free sashimi. This is not. This has gluten in it because anything processed does, as well as this tobiko stuff does. But you know, your raw fish, your avocados, your seaweed, and your rice, all good to go with a nice gluten-free soy sauce.
All right. So we have sushi rice dressings, 6 tablespoons rice vinegar, 3 sugar,
All right.
and 1.5. It's almost like a great math lesson, right? 6, 3, 1.5.
Yeah. I thought you were a PE teacher.
I am, but I loved math growing up. If I wasn't a PE teacher, I would have been a math
Yeah, you
teacher.
could have been a math teacher.
Yeah.
Missed your calling.
I did. Okay. So
You could be a sushi teacher too, right? Teach cooking.
that would be fun. That would be fun.
Whoa.
Now, one of the little, not so much a shortcut, but at home, if there was a microwave handy, I might just microwave the vinegar, heat it up, so that sugar and salt will dissolve. You don't have to stir it as long, speeds up the process. So, Father Pierre, you're going to go from my pastor to my #1 fan, and that's why we have a fan there. So this will help us cool the rice because it's
it's the rice you want cool.
We don't want the hot rice going on the seaweed because that just kind of makes it all wilty and non-crispy. All right, and
This is, I gotta say, Tom, the weirdest thing I've ever been asked to do. Fan sushi.
Fan
Fan
sushi.
rice.
All right, okay. Just give me a little bit of space. So we'll pour that on. I'm not going to pour the whole thing on yet. We'll get that on there. Gonna fold it in there. We don't want to mush it up. We want to keep that rice
Well, it looks good.
fluffy, but not clumpy,
But sticky, right?
but sticky. And you can keep fanning while I'm doing
Hey,
this.
here's a little question for the viewers at home, maybe me too. How do you make rice sticky as opposed to non-sticky?
Don't you just buy non-sticky rice? Just read.
It
I
was a
just
dumb
read the
question.
package. Okay,
Totally
you're doing
not
a
the same
great.
thing.
You can do a fan and talk at the same time. That's amazing. It's just.
If only I could think.
All right, now a real super shortcut. If you don't have your number one fan beside you, you can turn on the electric fan while you're doing this.
A big fan of Tom.
Yeah. So the main thing, you don't want it really hot because it'll kind of mush up your nori, your seaweed. But if you're making
soggy seaweed,
if you're making the nigiri style, you know, warm's okay. Sometimes you get the warmth of the rice with the cool piece of fish, and those two temperatures, those flavors really are perfect. We're going to start off with the easy tamaki because you don't have to worry about looks. It's all about flavor and what you want to put in it. So let's start with our nori, our seaweed. So you want to take you take one.
All right.
All right. So the beauty of nori, you can break it. You don't need to slice it. If you want it square, triangle, you do whatever you want. So for just kind of a handmade sushi at home, we don't need a big piece. We're going to go half. So we're just going to cut it in half by gently folding it over. Gently.
Nice.
Open it up.
It's going to break. Do we want it to break?
And then we want it to break. There is a sort of a rougher side and a bit of a smoother, shinier side. Not a huge difference.
Which side is in, which side is out? That is the question.
Right. We want the rough side up.
Okay.
Rough side up. We're going to put the rice on there. You like and you can eat avocado, right?
Oh yeah. Woo!
So,
life is better with avocados in it.
in the family lore, my nickname is avocado. Don't know why. We have bananas, pears, grapes.
Don't tell the
I got
kids.
avocado. All right. So there we go. Will we do it? Did we do it in half? Moment of truth.
Oh,
Perfect.
that was a lovely
Okay.
slice.
That is
I hope we got that in slow motion. That was
That
quite the slice,
is-
and the avocado looks to be perfect.
pretty perfect, yeah.
Because
That one
you
up.
know, this is interesting because for some things you want an avocado that's really ripe. I mean, I think for this you want it to be just sort of medium ripe.
Medium ripe. All right. So why don't I give you yours? These should just slide. These should just peel right off.
Yeah, this much I've done before.
How can I tell that? It's beautiful. Okay, so you can slice it as thin or as thick as you want, Father Pierre. I like avocado too, so I'm going to give it a good. I'm just going to go 3. I think 3 is good. Notice your knife is slightly different than mine.
Beautiful.
Your knife is holier than mine.
Chopping.
I thought you'd get that right away. Yes.
Still don't get it.
For our tamaki, we've got our avocado, and the beauty of doing this at home, you don't have to be too fussy on how you cut it,
Right.
what it looks like, as long as it fits on the rice and in your mouth. Okay.
Oh, this is
let's
fantastic.
give a nice cut here. All right, so that's about that much. Let's go.
So, ooh.
Right. So all these little pieces. Some people save them, and
Yeah, I'm anxious to see how small you're going to cut those.
well, I'm gonna give you.
Okay.
So probably best since I'll put it right on the edge. There. Let's get to it.
Okay.
So you got your avocado, your tuna. We have our nori.
All you need is Jesus.
All right. So this is the
Throw that in there, you know, because we haven't talked about God here. I got to interrupt Tom a little bit here. Just got to bring God into this because, you know, this is another example of how the Eucharist, as we are Eucharistic people, they come to bring us together and feed us with something that's so good. When food is so good, as sushi is so good, it just propels us to go out into the world and do what I know Tom loves to do, and that is serve. Well done.
So,
All right.
first we got to get our hands wet. This rice is sticky, right? You like the
Okay.
sticky rice?
Wet hands.
Wet hands.
Is that what this
Yeah.
water's for?
Oh, this is the water's for. But don't let it drip all over your nice nori.
Naughty.
Just wet those hands a bit.
Naughty.
Wet those hands a bit. Yeah. All right. How much rice do we need to put on there?
Well, to me, there's always more rice than the other, but at the same time, all the three are good.
All three are good. Okay. So we want to balance. So we want to put enough rice just to cover about 3/4 of your seaweed. So we'll just get some rice, 3/4. Now, the first time, if you use any kind of measuring, bowl, and it's too much or too little, then you can adjust. If you just kind of wing it with the rice
We're
spatula
gonna keep
there.
going until you tell me to stop.
So let's try a tiny bit more. So that's probably 3/4. We can try that. That's good. That's good. And we'll.
Oh, it's
Fine. All right. So by now the water's a little off. So let's get. We definitely don't want that rice sticking to our hands. So I'm going to get a little bit more water. All right. So now just use your fingertips. Kind of spread that around. Just eyeballing it. I'm thinking the rice is a little thick,
yeah.
but it's not the end of the world.
Okay.
But
You did a better job.
We do just have to get
There's
it
no doubt
square.
about
Just square
that.
it up. Square those edges up.
It's all sticking to my fingers.
Just anytime redip.
That's the problem. Okay.
Redip.
No, I get it.
And aesthetics isn't involved here. As long as the tuna and the avocado stay in there, we are good. Okay.
Beauty.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay.
Some things are more beautiful than others. That's what it comes down to. Okay, go
Now,
ahead.
Father Pierre, are you partial to mayonnaise?
I am. Very.
Okay. Let's go. This is Japanese mayonnaise. So
Ooh.
let's give it a good healthy squirt. Ooh. Okay. Let's get that avocado on there. Get the tuna on there. And so we're not going to roll with the mat. We're just going to.
Ooh.
Yes, we're going to wing it here. Pick that up. Get that over. Oh, these are jumbo. These are jumbo. Now before you go right to the end, yeah, see that sushi? It's fairly sticky. But once you get seaweed on seaweed, if you want, you could just do a tiny bit of dip in the water, slide that hand over across, and then when you get across, that'll kind of keep it together. Yeah, roll it over. And there we go.
I made sushi. It's so exciting.
So at home, we would just pick it up and eat it.
And we went.
Right. So, but we could
Throw all the
be
ingredients in a bowl.
we could be a little more civilized and just cut it right in the half there, and then we could admire what we've done in there. Look at that, tuna and avocado. Okay. Oh, what? Something happened there. That's okay.
coming
You're going to
back.
be eating that, not
Yeah.
me.
If I cut it again, we got sushi.
Now the hard part is cutting rice is not something you normally do on a regular basis, right? Right? It's hard. We don't want to smush the rice down because all of a sudden it's hard to, right?
Yeah. But look,
But
I mean that is
it's-
sushi.
It's only for us, and we can put it on our plates here.
Yes.
Put it the good side up, right? Wasabi.
No, because wasabi is.
This
No.
one's gluten-free.
Whoa! Gluten-free wasabi.
Gluten-free wasabi.
That's really special. Okay, I'm gonna try that.
And our gluten-free tamaki. Who needs wheat? And ginger.
Oh, love ginger.
Gotta have ginger.
but I haven't used these yet, so.
Perfect. There we go. Because you're going to need it later.
Okay.
Okay,
Take a picture.
we are ready. Okay, so Father Pierre, now we're going to try the California roll.
Fabulous.
So we need our sushi mat with the cellophane on it, the plastic wrap. So the California roll, we're going to use one of our half sheets of seaweed.
Okay.
Yeah. Find those lines, shiny side down, and our rice. So I'm going to go with 3/4 bowl of rice. Because you can always add more rice, but it's hard to take it off the seaweed once it's stuck there. Okay, so we got to go edge to edge. Fill that rectangular piece of seaweed right to the edges. Yeah, and if you don't go right to the edges, once you do roll it, you're gonna sort of expose that seaweed. And in the California, the inside-out California roll, we only want to see rice on the outside. So I'm gonna grab a little bit more rice too. Just a little bit more rice. Those hands, we don't want that rice cast.
Okay. Oh. Very tricky.
Getting there. Yeah, you could always just add little bits if you want. We don't have to smush it down too much. So yeah, I would just throw a little bit more on the corners.
Okay.
Get it right to the edges. It's always fun watching them in the restaurants when they're making it right in front of you. The biggest difference is how fast they are.
Yeah.
They can literally do it with their eyes closed.
Okay,
are we ready?
avocado, what are we going to do next?
Avocado. Mayonnaise. Mayonnaise.
Mayo!
And
If you're avocado, I'm mayo.
before we do that, what's it called? It's an inside-out roll. So
Inside out.
The rice is going to be on the outside. So we're going to flip. Before we do that, we're going to flip it.
Flip it.
We can flip it, right?
Okay, this is what this is for.
Just a
Drying
quick flip.
hands. Okay. It's gonna be tough. But boom!
Awesome.
Done.
Okay. So
Like a chicken.
on mine, we're just going to show them the difference. An avocado roll with a bit of sesame on it. Some people might not be able to have
Oh,
sesame.
I got nothing against sesame. Anyway, go ahead.
And Tobiko, our
Okay.
flying fish roll,
Mm-hmm.
has a little flavor, some nice. It really looks nice with that. The red.
See, just like the church, there's a variety of sushi, a variety of ways of making sushi, all united in the same
Okay.
roll.
All right. So I'm ready to flip. Okay. All right. So now we put our mayo and our toppings that we like. So
On here,
yeah. Now we're ready to go.
Right.
It seems weird,
you,
right?
you demonstrate.
Put our
A little squeeze, some mayo. I'm just doing I'm following the lead here, folks. I have no idea what I'm doing, but this is good.
avocado.
Mm-hmm. God's favorite food. That's why they say it's on the menu in heaven. Well, we're not sure yet. We're not sure about this particular
So,
sushi.
My California
We have
roll
to
is
get Father Martin in here to tell us.
going to have the crab. Nice crab.
Mm.
That's nice.
Not mine, because it's imitation crab meat.
And-
Really, I think it's mackerel and it's processed.
So you have the option of doing cucumber or tuna. So if we stick to the cucumber, it's a
I'll call this one a
crabless,
cucumber roll.
crabless
Just to be different.
California roll. I'm just going to give this an extra slice because
This
Just-
is where it's going to get challenging, folks. The roll.
the rolling, right? The rolling is all. So we have the sticky rice underneath. We got to roll without getting too much rice on
Okay.
ourselves. Okay. So I'm gonna sort of pick up that edge, trying to keep that stuff on the insides with my fingers. Yep. There you go. And roll it. I put a little bit of pressure so it stays together. All right. And as we get, as the top end comes around to meet, we're gonna sort of
Push it in.
yeah,
Tuck it in.
Tuck it in. And you kind of lift it up as you roll. Lift that top edge so that the cellophane doesn't
Lift
stick.
and tuck.
Lift and tuck.
Oh.
Okay. And then just kind of
Oh yeah.
give it a gentle roll.
This thing has a purpose. I feel like I'm accomplishing something here. Like
Okay.
there's something wrapped up inside
Feels
of this.
perfect. Feels
and
good.
It's a little bit of paradise.
Pull that
in
back
here.
and see
Heavenly
what
paradise wrapped up in sticks right here.
you got.
Okay. Oh, it's rolled. I mean, oh yes, it's rolled. It worked.
No,
More or less.
if it's not a perfectly round, right? See, I noticed that it hasn't stuck.
It's-
You can always give it a little gentle roll
Yeah.
if you want
And the
it.
main thing is that it tastes good, right? Look at that.
That's pretty good. It's well done. Okay, so this has the tobiko, so it just looks slightly different.
Right.
And it has the crab.
Right.
All right. Okay, this is the fun part. The cutting.
I'm getting ahead. I know it.
Look
I
at that.
kinda know
Look
what's
at that
happening
knife
here.
go.
Oh, a nice sharp knife helps, eh?
Very
I think
nice.
that's always the case with food, right? You want a sharp knife.
That's
Always
That's very
makes life
impressive.
Easier.
One little secret, right? When you got a mother and a mother-in-law, they always tell you their secrets.
Oh.
So one secret was start in the middle,
Oh yeah.
right? Start in the middle. You do that right, then you keep going halves. Another math thing, right? You keep going in halves.
Okay.
So we tell my students, I got two. How many halves do I have?
Speaking of mothers and mother-in-laws, who taught you how to make sushi, Tom?
I would have to say it would be on my wife's side.
Okay.
Because growing up in the north, we didn't have any of these ingredients.
So I'm noticing a trend here. You know, we bring you in here to make a Japanese meal, and you know, the more you talk, it's like you're really just Japanese by marriage.
Yeah. Oh, you're loading up. Wow.
Oh yeah, you know, I am gonna have the best meal when this is all over. What goes on my plate is not gonna be given to Father Martin. Just saying.
Okay, I'll make Father Martin's plate here.
Oh, you can have one of
And-
these.
Look at see how well done that is.
know,
Everything's
it
perfectly
looks pretty.
centered. The roll is nice. That looks beautiful. That looks beautiful. All right. Yes. But you said Father Martin
Love sushi.
loves sushi, but cucumber is not his
Not his thing.
not his thing. Okay, so we can save that for Father Martin.
Okay.
So, Father Pierre, we've done our tamaki, we've done our California rolls. We're saving the easiest part to the end, but
All right.
it is, for some people, it is their favorite. So this is the Inari sushi. So it's actually seasoned, deep-fried soybean bag. And we love these as kids, just loved them. We'd almost eat them without the rice. They were so good.
Some Japanese food that you actually ate it as a kid, Tom. I am impressed.
Because this is one thing you could send up in the north in a can. And in a can it'll last, a year at least. So
Yeah.
our relatives would find it and send it up to us. All right, so this is a real easy one. You want to grab a few bags and we'll just stuff them.
Okay.
So it looks flat, it's actually a bag.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
a thin bag. And just gently
We
line.
put, what are we putting
Yeah.
inside there?
So for this one, it's almost easier. It's hard to use the rice, just a little teaspoon would work because we're just going to grab some rice and slowly stuff it in with a teaspoon. So I'll grab one of those. Grab a teaspoon. Or you can just grab it with your hand. The nice thing about the bag, it's seasoned. And there's still sauce on the bag. Just kind of stuff it like that. You don't want to overstuff it because then you're filling up on rice. The good part is the bag.
Okay.
That looks good.
And
then we just put it for serving that.
Well, that's it.
That's it.
Hey, lovely.
The simplest sushi ever.
Boom.
And it's slightly sweet, but it's not something you would consider a dessert. And even the rice for Inari sushi, some people add a few little extra things like carrots, just for some color.
Okay.
Stuff that in there.
Well, I think that's a wrap. Tom, this was fantastic, learning about how to cook sushi, and of course, giving me a greater sense of, who am I kidding? I was going to say this is a greater sense of appreciation for the diversity that we are. But I love sushi. It's the greatest food in the world. I mean, some things they're different, but they're awesome anyway. And so, I'm going to bring Father Martin in here in a second, but cheers! If we got something to celebrate.
Celebrate with our 1 teaspoon little celebration sake cup.
With? Oh, it's there.
There it is.
Same thing, though, right?
Same thing. This is what's in there.
All right.
This is another great thing about having in-laws that have some Japanese supplies.
Yeah. You know, Tom, the more you talk about your in-laws, I'm thinking these are people that I want to meet.
Okay.
Saki, cheers, or whatever.
Kampai. In Japanese, we say kampai.
Kampai.
Kampai. That was a perfect little ending to our episode here. It's an adventure. Are we doing it again tomorrow?
Okay, so a variety of sushi has been prepared. Tom, just run through it again. We got the California roll.
California roll.
And then this one is just, what's that called? Is that a name?
It's just a regular
Tom's roll.
Regular Tom roll.
And then this.
Inari.
Sushi. And we got someone who will eat anything, but you know what? He can still be an unmerciful judge when it comes to food, believe me. Father Martin, come on down. Come on down.
Here I am.
We know that you like a lot of things, but you like sushi more than others.
Lots more. Wow.
So, you get to take your mask off because you got to put food in that mouth of yours. So.
Oh boy. This looks great.
So, go for it. Try something, and let us know if it's any good, or if Tom's really not in a good stead here, or at least his food.
I'll tell you.
Tom's salvation depends on your judgment of this meal. Hate to break it to you, hate to give you that much authority, but that's kind of what it boils down to. You like it, or Tom's in trouble.
I'm going to be in trouble.
I don't know what else to say. Well, we got a reaction, folks. That's amazing.
Wow.
Whoa.
All right.
So first bites. Commentary on the first bites. I mean, I know I don't want to take away from what you're doing there. Having great pleasure, I'm sure.
I waited 2 hours. And it was worth it.
He's hungry, folks. But don't let the hunger fool you. You know, you're still capable of making a decision. Tell us, Answer the question. Is this on the menu in paradise? That's heaven.
You know, have it on the first page
Oh,
of the menu in heaven.
ooh, first page of the menu in heaven. That's an answer that we've never had before. Tom, a cheers. Cheers
We
to
have
that.
to come pie to that. Come pie.
Folks, come back next week on What's for Dinner in Heaven. We're going to another part of the Southern Hemisphere, the southern part of South Africa. See you then.